yourself now.
As your power increases, so do the forces that will oppose you. The born king will come. It is inevitable.
You felt it. The power. I've never had any power or any desire to achieve it. That's what all the fuss is about.
Don't worry. You'll soon understand what all the fuss is about.
Are you scared?
I think I can manage.
You should be scared.
Whatever it takes to hunt him down. If I go down, you follow him. If he goes down, you follow me.
You want him to think big? Give him something big to think about.
You wanted the prophecy. This is your prophecy. The man who pulled sword from stone. Behold, your born king.
Aloha! This is Trinidad, your island man, coming to you live once again from beautiful Hawaii, here at the Aloha Tower on the island of Oahu, bringing you the best movie reviews on the entire island of Oahu. Woohoo! Yep, so you can see the Coast Guard base behind me. I'm kinda right behind, or I guess in front of the Aloha Tower. Today, Friday, the 12th, I went ahead and I saw a movie called King Arthur, Legend of the Sword. And let me just tell you, it was a pretty decent movie, not too bad overall, pretty good. Hey, sir, did you see that movie, King Arthur, yet?
No.
No? Okay. Well, you know, not too many people have seen that movie. I went ahead and I saw it today. At first, I was the first person in the movie theater. I thought it was just going to be me in there. But, you know, then a lot of people kind of filtered in there, so it turned out pretty filled up. Remember our rating scale? Shaka thumbs up. It's good to see. I recommend it. Shaka thumbs down. It's bad to see. It's junk. I don't recommend it. And, after much thinking about it and wondering about this movie and finally seeing it, I gotta say, I'll give it a Shaka thumbs up. But not a strong Shaka thumbs up, but still a Shaka thumbs up. I wouldn't recommend this movie for 3D, although there are some fighting effects in it that are pretty good where they use the visuals. But still, I think, as far as the Shaka thumbs up go, if you can see this for $6 on the Tuesday over at Dole, that Regal Cinema, that would be your best bet. Now, Consolidated, I believe, has gone up from $6 on Tuesday to $7. And I know it's $6 still at the Regal at Windward, over at the Windward side at the Kaneohe Mall, Windward Mall. But I heard that Pearl Highlands went up to about $8 for Tuesday. I can't verify that at the moment. But it's still $6 at Dole, still $6 over at the Windward Mall. So those are your best choices, or $7 at Consolidated on Tuesdays. I wouldn't even pay a matinee for this. I saw it on the matinee Friday, and it was all right. I enjoyed the fighting in it. That was really cool. Some of the special effects, especially the main villain, when he gets his CGI powers, he looks really fabulous. And Guy Ritchie takes this story that should have been more fleshed out from the story side of the house. Because a lot of the characters, you know, Arthur included, needed a little bit more development, you know, to really get attached to these guys. I think the actor's name is Charlie Hunnam, and he's really good as King Arthur, although Arthur in this. He doesn't become King Arthur until, spoilers, the end of the movie, as this is kind of an origin story of King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. Now, previous to this, we had back in 2004, I think, the last King Arthur movie called King Arthur with Clive Owen. And that was a horrible movie. Did not embrace any of the magic or mythology of, you know, King Arthur and Camelot. And, you know, pretty much what keeps these stories alive and enduring. You know, the magic, the heroism, you know, all that. And so I found that movie, you know, not worth watching. This one definitely is worth $6 seeing. I wouldn't pay any more to go see that. And again, although some of the effects are cool, it's not worth the extra price for 3D. You know, and definitely I would check it out streaming on Netflix once it comes out, or on iTunes if you want to purchase it or rent it there. Other than that, like I said, the story and the character development needed more. This takes it from the perspective of Arthur's father. You know, Camelot is already formed, and his father is in charge of it. He has a brother who overthrows him, and basically Arthur has to be raised alone on the streets of London. Well, you know, London, or Londinium, as they call it back then, before it became officially London. But, so he becomes a rough and tumble vagabond, essentially, and, you know, the people's hero from the streets. And so that's the different take on it in this respect. Although we had always seen Arthur as being, you know, of humble origins, you know, never exactly knowing his full potential until he is found by Merlin and finds the sword, you know, Excalibur. Again, that 80s movie Excalibur is still, I feel, the far superior movie. So definitely check that out on streaming. You know, or iTunes, you know, just, it's worth the rental. You know, music, development, everything with that movie is superb. And even the effects, some of them still live up to today's standards. Now, Jude Law is the evil brother who overthrows Arthur's father. And, you know, there is no Morgana in this movie, but there is a Mordred that, you know, he teams up with Jude Law, and basically Jude Law takes his power and becomes the evil ruler of Camelot until, you know, spoilers, Arthur overthrows him. Again, like I said, Guy Ritchie takes this, and he can definitely direct action. This movie is action-packed, you know, during the action scenes, and let me just tell you, I was not worth seeing. I didn't think I wanted to see this movie when the initial trailers came out, because it just looked terrible. They showed, like, you know, if you remember the first trailers at the theaters, was just, you know, Arthur and a couple of his friends running around the city, you know, with the cam stuck to their face, you know, so their face is steady and everything's moving around them. It just looked... It looked pathetic, honestly. What got me, you know, inspired to see this movie was, you know, when they put that Led Zeppelin song in it and they start, you know, kind of telling the story a little bit more. That got me going into wanting to see this movie. And they don't even play that song in it. I mean, it's got some good music. It's got a little bit of a Scottish song in there. You know, and some other age period, you know, quasi-techno music, but that Led Zeppelin song is not in it. And let me just tell you, I will be sorely disappointed if Thor Ragnarok does not have, you know, that said Led Zeppelin song in it that we saw in the trailer. So yes, I was a little disappointed with that. Law is fabulous in it. Eric Bana plays Arthur's father, and he's really good in it. So definitely check it out. When it comes to Netflix, it's well worth watching at home. All right, thanks so much. Again, this is Trinidad, your island man, giving a weak Shaka thumbs up for Arthur, Legend of the Sword. All right, well, take care, and aloha from Hawaii. Aloha.